you updates concerning the general elections as Nigerians get to decide 2023. From our Ondo studio, I am Angela.
Of course, the wait is over and the D-Day has arrived. We bring you everything that has been going on and off the field. I am Michael Obagiri.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Angela.
Well, the day is truly here, and we can see that Nigerians have so many expressions right now.
Of course.
Start from some that are agitated, some who are anxious about how the result is going to turn out, although you could see some who are enthusiastic about it. The fact that everybody feels like this is like a liberation at the end of the day. And although we've been receiving reports, a few reports of violations from some areas, we talk about Kogi State, and some individuals who have been caught also with weapons in Lagos. Some polling units has still not visited some officials, INEC officials have not visited some polling units, and we have some of this reports still coming in. In all of this, how do you feel right now?
I will go first with the Kogi State situation. I got information also, as we got information about the state governor saying that the measure was taken to be able to curb insecurity issues, the terrorism. Yes, but I, as a person, it's kind of a situation that I can't really swallow. I can't digest it because we have law enforcement agencies, we have people that are there. Of course, you can meet with the security people, beef up the security of the place, but vandalizing the road, causing a demarcation, is it really a justifiable kind of reason?
I don't see that to be a justifiable reason for what happened, because it's quite destructive. If you see that, then what's going to be happening? Let's just assume there was actually a situation of violence or insecurity taking place in such area. What happens to the people who are inside those places where the roads have been destroyed? How do they get access out of that place to save their lives? So that excuse, to me, doesn't make sense. And
I don't even really understand, because if you are demarcating the road, you're causing an obstruction of movements. Okay, there are citizens there, they want to go out to vote. Definitely you've shut them out. They can't get to their polling units, they can't vote, and you are trying to justify this reason. You've taken out some people's percentage of votes.
Notwithstanding, we are still hearing issues of violence taking place in the state. So that is not presentable to me. And from the reports that the police has given to us and other security agencies before these elections, they promised a free, fair, and credible election. So I am trying to find out where these loopholes are coming from. Like, what I felt there would have been a check and balance done in order to prevent this kind of situations, but why are they still presented?
Of course, Angela, we can always go about all this and talk, but the truth is, in every organization, there's always going to be a Judas. We can't really say maybe they have not really put in things. Of course, they are supposed to check for loopholes, but who knows? It can even be the people that are organizing that can still be able to do this kind of situation, because I try to understand, I'm trying to think about situation that has been coming up, situation of insecurity issues, situation of not seeing things that are supposed to be seen. It's just like we are not really growing, because we want a free and fair election. You promise us this, and it's barely 3 hours into the elections and everything is up, the dust are up, and we are seeing problems from every corners. Chaos. What is really going on in Nigeria?
That's a big question. What is really going on in Nigeria? We also have updates that somewhere in Lagos, people are threatened. People are threatened to vote for a particular party, which is not supposed to be so. I felt at this point Nigerians would have made up their mind to want change, a positive one at that.
Of course.
Because we could see for many youths that they were ready to come out to exercise their franchise in order to make a better Nigeria. But at the end of the day, you discover that there are still some youth who are being used as tools by these politicians to carry out their personal, request, and that is going to hinder our own progress at the end of the day. It's still coming back to us. These people are not affected, whether you like it or not. These people are not affected. We, the masses, are the ones who are bearing the brunt of everything going on.
Of
You know,
course.
initially we used to have the 3 classes. We talk about the
upper classes, the
upper
rich,
class,
the middle, and
class,
you just
now
have two right
you
now.
just have two
So
right
that you're
now.
rich or you're poor.
Exactly.
Simple.
Because it's quite difficult to live in Nigeria, I would say, because look at the recent situation of the policy redesigning, where people cannot even get cash to go to. Do you understand the fact that you have enough money in your account, but you cannot access cash?
The truth is, money that
get
is not at
food.
hand is just like you don't have money.
Exactly.
Because, okay, we have a lot of situations that surround this election before the election came up. Okay, the redesign thing that you just made mention of, insecurity has always been there. We will not be able to do anything about it, because if they're saying we are curbing it, if you are curbing it, we should be able to be seeing some positive changes. But what was happening before, it gets worse on a daily. So I am not seeing anything being curbed in that aspect. Situation of the election day, of course, this election was an election that was tagged make or mar for Nigeria as a nation. If we get it right, we are going to move forward. If we get it wrong, now the question there is, the youth, the young people that are being used, you should understand this. If I'm asking you that I'm coming into the government to help you, I don't need to bribe you to help you. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I don't need to give you a stipend for me to be able to come help you. If I'm coming to help you, yes, I want to stress myself. I want to give you what I have. So if I'm giving you bribery, definitely it means bribery is what I have to offer. So this is just a situation that we just have to understand. The idle hand is the devil's workshop. It has always been said. And it's really coming to play. Because we have a lot of things we should keep talking, we just keep talking and bringing out situations, but it's really appalling that at this stage, that we all know that, as you said earlier, we have 3 classes before, but now we have just 2. And it's getting worse, like the rich keeps getting richer and the poor keeps getting poorer. It's a situation that is a thing that we need to look on into, because it's really killing our economy, it's killing individual. You can't really say, okay, I'm sleeping and I'll be free. You are scared. The fight before was the fight of, okay, I want to get rich. But now the fight is not just fighting against poverty. You are fighting insurgency, you are fighting everything. Now if you have money, you get rich, you are scared somebody will just come tomorrow and say, okay, you have been kidnapped, or someone close to you has been kidnapped. A lot of things needs to be checked. And it's so appalling that right now, at this stage that we are still languishing in a lot of chaos.
A lot of chaos, I must say. And I'm really scared concerning this violence going on currently, because the agencies, like I stated, they earlier told us that things will be put in place in order to make sure that every life is safe.
Yes.
But what's going on right now? Are these agents not there to foresee what's going on? I don't understand it. And lives are being risked. This is the first time that you would actually see youth taking out, like they're out there going out to vote.
Let me use the word, they're angry.
Exactly. They want a change, because are we talking about ASU strike, for example, where our students stayed at home for
8 good months.
Many of them were stranded. Some got married.
Of course, some got pregnant too.
Some were, they were brilliant enough to come up with probably a business. They went into entrepreneurship. But yet again, there were so many negativities to it.
I think the negative part is higher than the positive.
Of course, because we have more of poverty striking us right now.
In the face.
Obviously, Nigerians are ready to do whatever it takes for them to feed. So that's why we keep on having these certain issues of insecurity. You hear the issues of kidnapping. And these days, it's unfortunate that before it was just, there was this word used to describe it, bomo bomo. I don't know if you can remember. But it's not bomo bomo. It's either bandits or terrorists or unknown gunmen. Sorry about that. But it's quite unfortunate that we have this playing out, so that even when someone is kidnapped, before you could say, okay, when the ransom is given, probably the person comes back alive, but there is no certainty that if the ransom is even given, they are coming back.
I think the situation there is, we have come to embrace negativity. Why should you even sit back when we have law enforcement agencies? We have the army, we have the police, we have a lot of them. Even the traditional ones are there. You negotiate with the terrorist. It took a very long time for this government to say, okay, a certain group that has been causing harm to the well-being of the nation, to declare them as terrorists and go after them. These people, the unknown government, there's nothing like unknown to me, because they are humans. They are not spirits. They come to you, they rob you of your property, they rob you of your life. The truth is, okay, look at the situation. How many rich people have been affected? How many big politicians have been affected? It all boils down to the poor masses.
True.
And at the end of the day, we still go out to still do all these sort of things to help them. Have you ever thought about it when there is a shooting, sporadic shooting? It never hits any big politicians, but it hits the innocent Nigerians. What is really going on? Are we not thinking? Are we not wise enough to understand what is really going on?
Well, I pray that one day all these rhetorical questions, because I'll call it rhetorical questions because they don't have answers right now.
Yes,
all
yes,
these
yes.
questions probably might have answers soon enough. But right now we will be going off as we'll be bringing you some situation reports from the field, and after which we will be bringing in our guests. So please stay tuned.
In Akure, the Ondo State capital, accreditation and voting commenced simultaneously in earnest. At Unit 11, Ward 9, the electorate arrived on time with enthusiasm. However, the PDP House of Reps candidate for Akure South and North Federal Constituency, Kemi Adesoya, expressed joy over the conduct and manner at which people came out to exercise their franchise. She voted at exactly 9:45 a.m.
So far, so good. I think it's okay. People are just starting. We're just starting here, so hopefully, I hope the whole thing will be peaceful and it will go like this in other polling units.
At Ward 2, Unit 9 and 10 in Akure South local government area of the state, the electorate also came out in their large numbers. However, the resident electoral commissioner in the state, Oyekomi Oyelami, spoke that the exercise has been peaceful and well monitored.
The exercise is very, very peaceful and it's going on excellently well. I've been to several polling units and I've seen people turning out en masse. I've seen them orderly, line up, and I've seen our officials working, and the beavers is also working, both either for thumb printing or for facial impression. So far, so good. We have our EOSC. We are monitoring the situation in our office, and the time each one arrives, there is technology that show us. You understand? As far as Sakura is concerned, I knew the percentage as at 8:30.
From Akure, the Ondo State capital, Temi Tokwe Adedeji reporting for KAFTAN TV News.
Sit down to exercise their civic responsibility by voting for candidates of their choice. Virtually everywhere I've gone to, voting has commenced. I mean, accreditation has taken place and voting has commenced in some places. In some other places, accreditation is ongoing. Whilst in a few other areas, we're having a bit of challenges with the issue of transportation. We are in collaboration with the NURTW, and but there are a bit of few logistical issues that has now been resolved. And I want to, give the good people of this state the assurance that no one will be disenfranchised. Even if voting commences now, we will not close voting until the last person has voted.
About the number casted so far and the experience and the update so far. Is there any malfunction of the paper or something?
Honestly speaking, the numbers of the registered voters is 750. So up to now, there is many accredited voters. I cannot say the figures because I'm not the one that handles the figure. So this is the only what I know. And also election is going successfully. There is not any problem. All the people, they cooperate and give us more attention, and the security that here, they give 100 spots for everything. So
Okay,
we are welcome.
Experience. Is there any malfunction?
No, there's not anything.
Everything is working.
Everything is working successfully. There is not anything that I got difficult on the Beaver operating.
Okay, your name?
My name is Abubakar Mazu.
Your name?
I'm Mariam Yunus. Presiding officer.
Can you just tell us briefly the progress so far?
So far so good. Everything is okay. They are also cooperating, and our machine is working fine, as you can see. So we have no challenges
You
here.
know the number of people accredited?
801, 818.
Okay, that is the number of registered.
Yes.
I mean the progress so far.
Accredited.
Have you the number of votes casted? Have you
32.
and this almost 11. Are you sure that you can keep it up?
By God grace, because once it's 2, the queue will stop. So we just have to attend to the people that are already on the queue before 2:30. So
There is no malfunction of people.
at all. Thank you.
Even though it is 10 p.m., we are here. They must come out and let us vote. We must vote. We must exercise our franchise. We should not disadvantage us in any way. Enough is enough. Thank you very much.
We must vote. We have been here since somewhere here 6 a.m. I came in here like 9 a.m. and up till now, no single INEC official, no electoral material. Security agencies have been coming here. People are very peaceful, but that doesn't mean that we have to be taken for granted. We need to exercise our franchise. We are out to vote. We should be allowed to exercise our franchise. They should be here, 071. We can't be disenfranchised. Look at the number of people here. This polling unit has never had more than 30 people, but look at today. Almost 200 people are here. And more than 200 people right now. More than 200 people. And nobody, no INEC official. No single one has come here. That's not right. Even if it's 6 p.m. today, we must vote. Our votes must be taken and it must count. They must come and take our vote. We must vote. Nigeria must be rescued.
Thank you, logistic. Yes. We've been here since 7 a.m. Nobody has come. No other confusion. Nobody has shown any concern. All we see is that security men will parade up and down, and nothing is happening. Look at the number of people. This polling unit has never had more than 30 people.
From your polling unit.
Well, I first of all want to congratulate Nigerians for this very important historic day, because elections in democracy is one of the pillars of democracy, if not the foundation of democracy. Where there's no election, there cannot be democracy. And we believe that the peaceful conduct that we have seen so far, I pray that it goes on like that, not only during the elections, but even after the elections. I believe that Nigeria has come of age. I believe that this country is a promise of greatness. I believe that processes like this are what makes a nation. So if we get it right, it will mean that we have taken our rightful place in the Committee of Nations. So I, like I said, I call on Nigerians to be peaceful. I call on voters to continue to exercise their franchise the way I've seen it been done. I've already cast my votes, at my polling unit, and I'm just going back to my house. And this is one of the polling units on the way to my house. So, and you can see people are cheerful, they're excited, they're out in their numbers, meaning that we are making progress in the project of building Nigeria, meaning a democratic Nigeria.
What are your chances of from your polling unit?
Well, I first of all want to congratulate Nigerians for this very important historic day, because elections in democracy is one of the pillars of democracy, if not the foundation of democracy. Where there's no election, there cannot be democracy. And we believe that the peaceful conduct that we have seen so far, I pray that it goes on like that, not only during the elections, but even after the elections. I believe that Nigeria has come of age. I believe that this country is a promise of greatness. I believe that processes like this are what makes a nation. So if we get it right, it will mean that we have taken our rightful place in the Committee of Nations. So I, like I said, I call on Nigerians to be peaceful. I call on voters to continue to exercise their franchise the way I've seen it been done. I've already cast my votes, at my polling unit, and I'm just going back to my house. And this is one of the polling units on the way to my house. So, and you can see people are cheerful, they're excited, they're out in their numbers, meaning that we are making progress in the project of building Nigeria, meaning a democratic Nigeria.
What are your chances of from your polling unit?
Well, I first of all want to congratulate Nigerians for this very important historic day, because elections in democracy is one of the pillars of democracy, if not the foundation of democracy. Where there's no election, there cannot be democracy. And we believe that the peaceful...
Welcome back, and thank you for still staying with us. And it is still Nigeria Decides 2023. We have now been joined by our guest, who is political analyst and a friend of the house, Sam Olorufemi. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome to this program.
This is the D-Day now.
Of course it is.
Well, to our viewers, just before we go on with the discussions, we would like you to, communicate with us through the number on your screen. Thank you. So, Mr. Sam, you have definitely been following the exercise since morning.
Exactly.
And what do you have to say about it so far?
Yeah, thank you, Angela. Since 8 a.m., I've been live on the radio station, doing the analysis, getting feedbacks from people. But something impressed me when I was leaving my place this morning. A car came to pick me. As early as 7 a.m., I've seen people all around at their polling booth, waiting for the arrival of the electoral and the election materials and so on and so forth. In fact, I saw the enthusiasm in people this time around coming out to vote. But Angela, there's something that did not go down well with me, the issue of youth participation in this election, because during that time the feedback got from people I feel just give us low turnout of youth, especially in Lagos. Angela, we got a report from Lagos that we saw that some youth were on street playing football. And when you look at Lagos is very special in this election. Lagos has the highest number of registered voters of 7 million, but PVC collected around 6 million.
Yes.
And when we were doing our analysis, out of the 5 top states with high of youth participation, Lagos is not there.
I think we have a call. Let us just receive this. We just missed it.
But when we were looking at the top list states with youth participation, you see Lagos at the top bottom. 29% of youth participation in this election out of 7 million registered voters. So it doesn't speak well. But we got a report from Osun State, and a reporter told us that a lot of youth came out to exercise their franchise. But Angela, like I used to say during the Break Africa, that this election will not go without vote buy. You see? We've had a lot of vote buy despite the new Naira policy trying to call vote buy in this election. And guess what, Angela? A particular reporter, this Ondo gave us this, that the mode of buying votes now changed from what it used to be before that. Some people will just come around and give you tally, and when you open the tally, you see a particular USS code of a particular bank there, and they will tell you that after casting your vote for us, dial that particular thing, and in process of dialing, it will request for your account number, put in your account number, and the money will be given. So to me, it shows that this election did not go without vote buying, but not as it used to be before, where you see people coming to the polling unit with raw cash of money. But now they've developed a kind of method that you won't see them with cash, but they've given out their agents that will do the vote buying for them. And another thing is the use of beavers. I will not talk without talking about the use of beavers. It has been the good news from all polling units that we got report from, smooth running of beavers. But some INEC officials, Angela, they did not understand the use of beavers, because a call came in when a particular voter was lamenting that the INEC official said that they are waiting for network now for accreditation. And I said, no, when you look at BVAS, BVAS doesn't need network for accreditation. Only need network to transmit results electronically. So I was like, no, you don't need to argue with him or her, that particular polling unit. Let him or her take his or her time now, but doesn't need a network for accreditation. Then again, we got some news about malfunctioning of some beavers, and we got to understand that when you have a cluster of people moving very close to the official that is handling the beaver, there is tendency that beavers will not work. But when you look at beavers is having a sensor. So, and again, when you are operating beavers under a building that doesn't have a ray of sunlight, there is tendency that beavers will not work. And again, we dish out the information that they should not allow people to move very close to the official handling the beavers.
I'm so sorry to cut you, but we have a call. Let's receive this. Hello. Hello. I'm fine, thank you. We are live on KAFTAN TV. You may drop your contributions. Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, Adi. Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, you can go ahead and drop your contributions.
Hello, I'm calling from you, Borno State.
You're calling from where?
I say I'm calling from you, Borno State.
Borno State.
Okay. Did you hear her?
Hello?
Borno State.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
You say?
You can go on.
I say I'm calling from you, Borno State.
Okay, Borno State. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, my name is Sabon.
Hello? Okay. Alright, I think we'll just continue.
So on the issue of beavers, so we dish out the information that they should not allow people to move very close to that official holding the beavers, because if that should be the case, the beavers will not work as expected to work. Then again, the issue of security personnel deployment to this election. You know, in Ondo State now we have 7,000 security personnel deployed for this election in Ondo State, and in Ondo State we are looking at 3,000 polling units across the state. But we got a report that it's a particular polling unit, what 4 polling units, 32 in Ondo, is that did not have the presence of any security personnel at that particular polling unit. And to me, quite appalling, because when you look at the electoral act and INEC guideline, in a particular polling unit, there must be a presence of security officer, because when you look at INEC result, at the end of the day, you know, the presiding officer will have his own result sheet. All polling agent, party agent at that particular polling unit, we have a copy of that particular result. Then security personnel at that polling unit must have a copy of that result. Now, when calls now came in that they don't have a presence of a single security personnel at that particular polling unit, where the guy said that no rancor, no violence, everything moving on smoothly, but the lack of presence of police personnel at that particular polling unit called for attention, Angela. And again, we record a kind of malfunctioning of beaver, because I was following it online, and the governor of Rivers State, I was told that he was unable to be accredited in the first place. But that didn't come to me as a new thing, because when you look at 2015, when we introduced technology in our electoral process, the first of its kind, the sitting president then, who happens to be the candidate of PDP, I'm talking about Dr. Goodluck, was unable to be accredited by a smart candidate. He went home and he came back. At the end of the day, it was accredited manually. But when you look at this election, and don't forget that this is the first time we'll be testing our electoral 2022 as amended in general election like this. The first place was in Ekiti State, second place in Osun State, and now this is general election now, testing our electoral 2022 as amended. And you know what electoral act says, that if you've not been able to accredit by beavers, you forget about voting, because there's no manual accreditation. And when you look at this election again, because this election is so significant, from 1999 to today, this is the 7th general election in this country, and it's going to be second election that the sitting president will not be taking part in that election. Don't forget, in 2007, when Obasanjo was leaving office, he did not take part in 2007 election. It was solely between the late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and President Muhammadu Buhari. At the end of the day, Yar'Adua of PDP won that election, even though it came out later that that the election that brought him to power was marred with violence. And not in 2023 now, the sitting president will not be taking part in this election. As a matter of fact, he went to Daura yesterday to cast his ballot. And he did something significant with Angela. After casting the ballot, he showed everybody, this is the candidate I voted for. So that at the end of the day, there won't be any kind of doubt that they didn't vote for us or no. In fact, that has generated a lot of argument on social media that is it constitutional right for you to show your ballot, to show people who you voted for. Because when you look at electoral ads talking about open secret ballot, the exercise will be open. But when you are voting for the candidate of your choice, it must be a kind of secret ballot. But Mr. President today showed his ballot to everybody to tell you that this is the person I voted for.
Okay, and we have a number calling in. Hello and welcome to KAFTAN TV. You're live on KAFTAN television. Where are you calling from? And what's your name?
Yeah, I'm calling from Kano. I'm calling from Kano.
From Kano? Hello?
Yeah, I'm calling from Kano.
Okay, you may drop your contributions. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is John.
Okay, John. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm excited with your program, and I want to just comment on this election. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I want to comment on this election. But this river, it has not made this process easy with us. Since morning, we are in our polling unit. We waited for the INEC officials. They didn't show up. It was till after 10. As they came now, we were so happy. We be on our queue and all that, waiting to start voting. But the river was frustrating. Some of the agents said that they didn't even know the password to open the rivers. We waited until we had to call office to send somebody to come and tell them the password.
Hello?
Hello?
You're live on KAFTAN television. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hello?
My
name is Abubakar Mohammed.
Okay.
Honorable Abubakar Mohammed from Yobe State.
Okay, thank you for joining us on KAFTAN television.
Freedom Local Government.
We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
How about your program?
My program. Can you hear me?
Hello, I'm with you. Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. You may continue.
Yes. Yes, I'm from the local government, Yobe State.
Okay. Thank you for
this
joining us.
This program is very excited.
Okay.
As far as Nigerians concerned, the way the voting is going is very good.
Okay.
And we have no any franchise or any problem with the debate. I have already cast my vote.
Okay.
And then the very thing that we appreciate this election is that based on the security situation, we are very grateful because there is not any misunderstanding or any security challenges here in Yobe State in general. Because from far away, the last election, we here in Jeddah local government were thrown away by the Boko Haram. Later on, we came on board. But as of this time around, there is not any problem of insecurity here. And then we are praying that may God keep us a leader that can.
Amen.
Protect Nigeria and Nigerians who will be the leader for us, not for somewhere. Okay. Because we don't have anywhere for other country from which apart from Nigeria.
Sure.
And we must to come together and join hands, both Muslim and Christian, South and North, whether who you are, so that we can develop our country. for our youth. So, and lastly, I am very grateful with KAFTAN TV. I am with you. I'm watching your program. It's very excited. And God bless you. May God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
I
much. I
definitely
appreciate
will keep keeping you excited concerning the general elections. Thank you.
Yes, Angela, that is highly motivated for him all the way from Yobe State. And when you look at Yobe State in 2015, it's one of the states that caused a lot of delay in 2015 general election. Yobe, Adamawa, and Borno State in that 2015. But quite interesting telling us that they don't have EU with beavers and literally no recorded of violence so far. IG was talking about 400,000 deployment of police officers, and we have some odd spot states now that we have every deployment of police personnel as far as this election is concerned. I know before this election, IG told us that there's going to be free each of violence in this election. So far so good now. We'll be hearing good news across the state, apart from some literally two community that recorded maybe violence, attacking of election ballot papers. But I think the process has been so good so far. No Nigerians highly enthusiastic to want to choose their leader. And when we look at this election, I think this election is taking up as to what happened in 1979 and 1983. When you look at 1979 election, Angela, no, it's taking the same turn like this. We have two strong Southerners in 1979, talking about Awolowo and Azikwe now, and we have a very strong Northerner then, that is Shagari then. And when you look at 1983 again, the same scenario played out, Shagari, Awolowo, and Azikwe. And when you look at this election, though we have 18 presidential candidates, unlike that of what we had in 2019, about 90-something presidential candidates. Because when you look at the ballot paper in 2019, as long as from here to Borno State, but now we are talking about 18 presidential candidates. Well, and I know at the end of the day, because people have been predicting, will this election head in one ballot, or we are going to go into runoff election. Well, let's see the way things pans out. But I know that latest by Monday evening, we'll be talking about who is the winner of this presidential election.
I think we have another caller. Hello, you're live on KAFTAN Television. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Thank you, ma. You're welcome.
What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Aramido from Ore.
Okay. You can go on.
Hello?
You can go on. We can hear you. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Are you hearing me?
Hello, we can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, we can hear you.
We can hear you clearly. Where are you calling from and what's your name? Please, can you reduce the volume of your TV set?
Angela, everybody wants to be part of this now. We know when you have a station that is giving you up to speed information, and you are enjoying the analysis, you are enjoying the presenter. Now you would like to be part of this now. So I kind of understand our people now trying to call in and just have their own opinions as far as this election is concerned. General election is a big election. All high now on Nigeria. Now, don't forget that we have the immediate past president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, now leading the delegation from the African Union now to monitor this election. We have John Mahama and so on and so forth. So Nigeria is a big country, Angela. Everybody now want to look at who will become the next president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And there has been a lot of noise. Should we go back to North again after President Buhari having his 8 years charge? Should we come back to South? If you should come back to South, is it justifiable to come down or to reside in the Southwest, having produced a passenger for 8 years? Or should Bajo as a vice president for 8 years? Or should we go to the South and have produced Goodluck Jonathan, or South that have never produced president since 1999. Not only the Southeast, Angela, even the North Central has not produced, and even the Northeast, the best we've had from Northeast happens to be the first president, 1999 to 2007, when even the PDP candidate now happens to be the vice president there. So the election is dynamic, Angela. So we'll see how the things will pan out. You know, we're talking about 87 million registered PVC collected. Now, not before we have 93 registered voters, unlike what we had in 1999, 84 million registered voters. So when you look at the trajectory of registered voters since 2019 and 2023, you see the enthusiastic Nigerians that really want to vote. I was reading through the media and I saw people coming out from diaspora and they said they want to come and vote in this election. So this election is going to be a decisive game in the history of Federal Republic of Nigeria, whether we like it or not, because we are in a crucial period now. Looking at the elections, we have had one 1999 down to 2003, 2007, now in year 2023, and has been a lot of noise who should become the next president of Nigeria. But to me, it's not who will become the president. To me, who will come and solve these challenges that we find ourselves in. And they're talking about high rate of unemployment in this country, electricity problem is there, insecurity is there, economic challenges is there. And don't forget, before this election, we got a report from NBC, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, about 133 million Nigerians are multidimensionally poor. It says that some doesn't have access to good education, some doesn't have access to health care, some doesn't have access to a good job, water, road, light, and so on and so forth. So to me, we should shine away from campaign. Thank God, campaign has ended, whether we like it or not. So it's time to face governance, and who will come and rescue Nigeria from all this. That should be our focus now. And I believe that very soon INEC will announce who will become the next president of the Republic of Nigeria. 3 days or 4 days or 2 days ago, the National Coalition Center has been activated, where we have the national chairman of INEC there holding briefing and so on, updating Nigerians how the election will go and so on and so forth. And again, the issue of transmitting result electronically, to me, is going to be a game changer in this election, even though we are still battling with what we saw in Osun State. During the Osun election, Angela, I was here live in the studio talking about how result will be transmitted electronically. And in this election now, it's going to be transmitted electronically. Both INEC we go with what we have on paper. Don't forget that the original result is from EC8A. That's the original INEC result, that after writing it as a presiding officer, you take a shot of that result, then you have it uploaded on INEC server. Then you take the original result to your rank, that is area registration card, that is unit collation area. From them you move to the local government area, and from them you move to the state collation area. You know, don't forget that we are having 3 elections now going simultaneously. People don't know. Presidential election is going, senatorial election is going, House of Reps election is going. So people will be giving you 3 ballot papers, but only 2 will be announced at the state level. That is the Senate and the House of Reps. That those 2 results will be announced at the state level. But that of presidential election, each returning officer for state will have to fly down to Abuja at the collation center and just to announce the results coming in and so on. And you see Nigerians now, they will be doing their whole tabulation now. Very soon now, by the time the election will hold, close at 2:30 p.m. as stipulated in the Electoral Act, you see results flying everywhere from each polling unit now. And you see Nigerians uploading results on INEC, on WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, media, and so on and so forth. Social media result will be flying. But to me, we need to wait for INEC now to give us the authentic result of this election. But what I'm after, Angela, because I took time to watch the second signing of peace accord. No, that one happened before the election, and I was happy. Mr. President himself was there, General Gowon was there, Absalom Abaka was there, Martin Kuka was there. Goodluck Jonathan was unable to be there, but he sent his message through Reverend Martin Kuka. I read Jonathan's message. To me, what will be the outcome of the by the time the result is being announced is the most important to me. And you know, youth will not go out not to cause unrest, not until maybe that candidate did not emerge as the winner of the election. And again, we will try as much as possible so that the issue of polls projection before the election, you know, we had a lot of polls projection that this particular candidate will win, this candidate will win. So at the end of the day, if such candidate did not win, how his supporters will be able to manage the tempo. And that was what General Abu Salam Abakar reiterated when he was giving his closing speech on Thursday, if I'm right now, when they were signing the second peace accord. That come, tell your supporters that after the election, we can't have 2 winners. it is clear, Angela. We only have one. We are going to have a one winner. So tell your supporters, if you did not win, instead of you to resort into violence, we know what the sixth schedule of the National Constitution is talking about. That is election petition tribunal. If you are not happy with the result that produced your opponent as the winner of the election, instead of you that will take to streets, causing violence, torment, bringing down law for that, why can't you approach the court? And we've seen cases in this case. It's only the presidential election we've not seen court upturning the next decision, because I don't know how that one will pass out, Angela. If at the end of the day you declare a particular presidential winner and Supreme Court say that no, as a presidential winner, no, you have to get to, I don't know how that will pass, but we've seen it in governorship election. That's why we're having some off-season election today in Nigeria. Edo State, Ondo State, Osun State, and it was as a result of 2007 governorship election. But coming to the presidential election, and something very special about presidential election, it doesn't start from tribunal. It's coming off from appeal court. From appeal court, you go to the Supreme Court. Unlike governorship election, that will start from election petition tribunal. From there, you appeal it, and if the judgment doesn't go down well with you, you move to the Supreme Court. But in the case of presidential election, nothing like appeal court, nothing like election petition tribunal. You start from appeal court. You could remember what happened in 2003 between the Buhari and Obasanjo. In 2007, the same Buhari and Yar'Adua. Even in 2019, between Atiku and Buhari, ended at the Supreme Court. So to me, they need to tell their supporters, because I listened to some of the candidates. I listened to Adewale Adebayo of SDP after casting vote. He said he was pleased with the process, but you need to tell the supporters, if I did not win, you don't need to take to street and destroy property. I listened to the APC candidate as well. Also showed his own player in the electoral process. If he did not win, I said people from Lagos State should not turn Lagos State to battleground. Even Atiku Abubakar from Adamawa State, if he did not win, people in Adamawa should not turn Adamawa to a battleground. Even Kwankwaso in Kano State, they should even Obi, you know, this election is so funny on the EU of bossing on social media, a particular candidate and the supporters, even they have their own names, and they go on social media that no, the candidate win. If at the end of the day, their candidate did not win this election, they should not turn Nigeria into a battleground. They should approach the court of law, and let's see what will come out of the day. So to me, it has been interesting. Now we are going to 2023 election, because a lot of prediction whether the election will be postponed, and it got to a point, this issue of naira policy by the CPM governor, people were lamenting that we don't have money, we are not going to go to the poll. But kudos to INEC, Angela, we want to give kudos to INEC for very brilliant preparation, whether we like it or not.
Mr. Sam, now we'll look at how the whole thing has been playing out. Of course, this election was termed make or mark for the country. We've seen a lot of things, the positive side we'll be talking about, but despite beefing up securities, despite how the electoral body have said, okay, you have put these things in order to make everything go smoothly, we are still getting information of snatched ballot boxes.
All right, before you answer that, please let's pick this call. Hello, you're live on KAFTAN television. Hello. Hello. You're live on KAFTAN television. Can we know your name and where you're calling from? Okay, I think we lost that one. So you may go on, sir.
So that one, we can't take that one from our electoral process. Okay, you see, we are talking about 200 million Nigerians, and we're talking about a lot of polling units across the country. How many police personnel do we have? 400,000 police personnel. So to me, those things will still be there, and it shows that our sensitization, we still have a lot to do in terms of sensitization. You understand, the EU of hijacking, blah, blah, blah. And that was what led to the EU of technology in our electoral process. Before the electoral doesn't permit us to use technology in our electoral, but period to 2015 general election, Professor Yega took that bold step, and he approached the sitting president, Goodluck Jonathan, a few months to the election, and Jonathan assented to it that we should introduce technology in our electoral system. And now, when you do the statistics and comparative analysis analysis. Between 1999 and 2007, you could see a lot of violence in our election process. Was it the one that took place in 2007 that the president said that going to be or do at that affairs? Don't forget that 1999, 2003, 2007, and 2011, we recorded a lot of political assassination in this country. Daramola was killed in Lagos State, in Ekiti State. Fusho Williams was killed in Lagos State. Bolage was killed in Oyo State as a result of political assassination. But we are not seeing much, not until what happened recently in Enugu State, quite unfortunate, of that Labour Party, that was made INEC now to postpone Enugu East Senatorial election till March 11, because that's unfortunate. Because at this time, I don't believe that we could be talking about a political assassination, because election is just like a football. You see, it is when you are going to the contest, you should have just two options. It's either I win or I lose the election. But that doesn't mean that you not do your own work, you not go and campaign. So we see the candidate moving around the country campaigning vigorously. Some attended a town hall meeting, some did not attend, and so on and so forth. But we should know that INEC will only declare one winner after the election. So the issue of violence, but when you look at it, not like before, because it happens to be like maybe 1999, 2007, we will have been seeing people killed everywhere, thinking maybe election should be postponed or not. But gradually, we will get there, and I want to believe that by the time we switch permanently to issue of e-voting. You know, when ANEC was talking about this election, ANEC was talking about maybe it's possible we use e-voting in this election. But I want to believe that very soon, you know, we move from manual electoral process now during the time of EU now. I think those who are watching us will remember more recently those days where different results will be declared at the state and the national level in Nigeria. But from there, we moved to issue of smart car readers, and for smart car readers we move to the beavers. When you look at beavers now, is doing three things in one: tripartite. One for reading your permanent voter's card to know whether you are eligible to vote at a particular polling unit. Secondly, you have to authenticate your biometrics to capture your information. Then thirdly, we are using it to transmit results electronically. So it's doing three things, and I believe that we are making progress in our election, because a day is coming where Angela will sit at the comfort of his house, bring out the smartphone, log into the INEC portal, see the candidate, vote there, and go away. So we are moving towards that level in such a way that even our people in diaspora, you know, prepare to this election. People at the diaspora, we're talking about it's time for us to vote. We are talking about the system is not there yet, and to move into electronic voting now is going to take us another step, because now look at it now. Recently, when EU of EU of money, new note, granted everywhere, you know, people resorted into doing transfer. If I got to a point, you transfer, your transfer will not go. At times it will go, will not debit you, I will not credit the person you transfer the money to. So it's talking about when the network of Nigeria is being congested, we see a lot of problem. In fact, when each time we go to the new year, maybe at the maybe by 1 a.m., 2 a.m. at the new year, you see people sending SMS. At the end of the day, you go to receive that message 9 a.m. at that particular message has been sent around 12 a.m. So we need to work on our technology, and to me, we are making progress. I want to believe that next general election 2027, it's possible for us not to use beavers again, because after the election, INEC and ICT department will sit there to do a review and evaluation of the beavers. Should we continue, or can we build more on beavers, or using another technology? Don't forget that we've tested this issue of e-voting in Kaduna State. Governor Kaduna happens to be the first governor to use e-voting in conducting Kogi local government election. So to me, talking about violence, skirmishing, and so on and so on, it will still play out. But I think gradually we are moving to a point whereby if you cause violence, it will be at your own peril. I know before, when you cause violence, you go away with it. But in this INEC guideline, any polling unit that will record any form of violence or hijacking of ballot paper, automatically the result of that polling will be declared null and void. But what politicians are doing now is that if both of us are contesting now, I can deploy my voice now to your polling unit. I will know that any recording of violence will lead to the cancellation of that particular result. So I can just send my voice to your polling unit, where I know that you are very strong. And at the end of the day, they disrupt the process, and it will be to your own disadvantage, because INEC will declare that result null and void, and will be to my own advantage. So to me, all this issue of hijacking of ballot papers, some politicals coming out to carry out their nefarious activities will still be playing out, but gradually we will get there. But it can't come once like that for you to control, because Nigeria is a very big country. country, if you ask me. When you look at our landmass, now 20,000 kilometers squares, look at where election is taking place. And Ajay, if you remember, each time I do come here to analyze off-season election, I said that the over-deployment of security personnel to a particular state, at the end of the day, everything went well. No, but I said that it won't help at the general election. That during general election, you can't see a massive deployment of a police personnel. When Ondo
just receive this, please. Hello, you're live on KAFTAN Television. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling from? Can you please reduce the volume of your television set? I don't know why we're having network issues.
That's Nigeria for you. You know, another thing that everybody want to call in now to make their voice known on TV and so on and so forth. So that is the EU that conduct during Ondo 2022 government election. 23,000 police officers were deployed to Ondo State. What are we seeing now? Just 7,000. So how do you think that one will pan out at the end of the day? Whereby when you have an off-season election in a particular state, you deploy massive police personnel. At the end of the day, people say, "Oh, the election went too well." But during the general election, you can't have up to that personnel deployed to that particular state. And when you look at it, no people were talking about militarization of this election. I heard the senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Falana, talking about that Nigeria, the federal government should not militarize the southeastern part of the country. But to me, I will be different with Chief Falana on this, because to me, I like it when people go out to exercise their franchise and they return back to the home. I prefer to have a low voter turnout than to have large number of people coming out, and at the end of the day, they not go back to their house peacefully. So to me, we've been seeing a lot of threat in the southeast now. In fact, when you look at the statistics of INEC facility being attacked, we have high number from the southeast. So, and before the election, we'll be having some groups say that the election will not hold and so on. So, how do you expect people to go out at that particular place without being backed up by the security personnel? On my way coming here, we saw a lot of police personnel around the road doing roadblock, not allow people to move anyhow. So, to me, this issue of electoral violence will still be there, but if we are to be sincere with ourselves, not as we used to have it before. Before we'll be recording a lot of violence from one state to another. But today now, just only few. And when you look at the few that are perpetrating this evil, just like a remote area, that you can't have the massive deployment of police personnel. Like I said in the morning, at a particular police unit was 4 East, they told us that they don't have any presence of security personnel at that particular place. And I will not blame them, because the country is so large in terms of landmass. Election is going simultaneously in all 36 states, including the FCT. And what the capacity of the police personnel that we have, and we say that we don't want to deploy military into the polling unit, because it's against the electoral act to see any police officers at the polling unit. What the law says is that if you are a military man, you say distance to the polling unit, and your assignment is, if anything should happen that overwhelmed the security architecture at that particular polling unit, then they can beckon to you and come, but you don't have any business to do at the polling unit. Even the officers.
Let's try to receive this one, so you focus on your show again. Hello, you're live on KAFTAN Television. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling us from?
Hello?
We can hear you. You're live on KAFTAN Television. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay.
Can you reduce the volume of your television set, please? Can you hear me? Yes?
My name is...
Go on, we can hear you.
I don't know from the state of Nigeria.
Oh my goodness. I really wish we could listen to what they have to say.
Yes, as a result of that is Nigeria for you. When you have a congestion of people that want to let their voice to be heard on TV like this, it's bound to happen. So like I was saying now, so I think gradually we move to a point whereby even the election will come at the weekdays. I don't need to come at the weekend like this. Just when you are going to your workplace, branch at any e-voting system. Just like the way we are receiving money, when you have a particular debit card of a particular bank, you can go to any machine of any bank, withdraw your money, and move away. But gradually, we'll get to that particular point whereby we see that. But if we have to look at it, we've improved. The electoral system, improvement since 1999. That is the truth of the fact, and we must give kudos to the national INEC chairman. Deployment since Thursday. We've seen deployment of sensitive materials to each state, in fact, when I was monitoring that of Ondo State, it arrived around Thursday. Then from CBN, moved to the INEC headquarters. From there, dispatched to all the 18 local government areas in Ondo State. So to me, the logistics is quite well and highly commendable. Unlike what we had in 2019. Don't forget, Angela, in 2019, the election was postponed on that election day because of the logistics problem from INEC. But prior to this election, INEC chairman has been coming out assuring Nigerians that this election will hold on the 25th of February, that they've done with their logistics and so on and so on. In fact, it got to a point when he said that if CBN did not meet their cash demand, that it's possible for the election to be postponed. But thank God for their demand was met by CBN, because when you look at it, not all the logistics will transfer. There are some assignment that need cash to do as far as INEC assignment is concerned. But so good, so well, election is going on, and we give kudos for Nigerians that trooped out in their numbers to exercise their freedom. But at the end of the day, by the time we do an analysis, we want to see the high number of youth that really troop out to vote in this election, because we've seen a lot of noise, especially on Twitter, saying that, we've registered, we are voting in this election, and so on and so. So we want to see the number of youth now that will be coming out to vote in this election at the end of this election, because we'll be having low turnout, especially from youth. A guy that gave a report in those states that about 70% of voters came up. They're elderly men, not youth are not coming out to vote. And Angela, again, is that those who are supposed to vote now, they are working with INEC as ad hoc staff, because I visited the INEC headquarters on Friday. You need to see large number of youth, even those even carrying babies now. They want to work with INEC. Those who are heavily pregnant, they want to work with. I was like, why can't you go to your polling unit and exercise their franchise? But the truth is that INEC need personnel on the election day, because INEC doesn't have the manpower enough to work on this very huge assignment. They need some youth to carry out the assignment. What we are saying is that we want to see a kind of situation whereby youth will be showing more interest in exercising their franchise than working for INEC. Before it happens to be teachers. I know INEC used to use secondary school teachers in olden days, not youth. But something just said, I think since 2011, when INEC started using NYC members. And in this election now, according to DG of NYC, it's a 200 NYC members will be deployed for this election. 200,000 NYC will be deployed for this. But very flashpoint areas that they know that it's possible that their security is not guaranteed, that they will not deploy core member to that particular area. So to me, I'm so good. But the end will be who becomes the 7th president of the Republic of Nigeria. That's what Nigerians can wait. Okay, maybe Monday or early Monday on Tuesday.
Well, before we go now, I'd like us to go on a short break, and then when we get back, we'll continue. We'll be going off right now for a short break. Do stay tuned as we'll be continuing the discussion afterwards.
The 2023 general elections are upon us. Have you got your PVC to fulfill your constitutional right? KAFTAN TV is calling on voters to share eyewitness accounts as it happens at your polling unit. To participate, send videos with names, polling unit, and a 100-word story telling us what happened. Please send your videos to the email address 2023elections@kaftan.tv. Let us make Nigeria great again.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us once again. And it's still Nigeria Decides 2023. We have been on the discussion with our political analyst in the house, Sam Olorufemi, from our studio in Ondo City. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angela, for having me. When you look at, let's just do a kind of recap. Since 1999 has been presidential election. When we look at 1999, it was between Obasanjo and Falai. Obasanjo won 27 states, Falai won only 9 states. When we look at 2003 election between Obasanjo and Buhari, Buhari cleared all the northern part of the country in that election, but he got just 12.4 million votes. Obasanjo got 24.10 million votes. Obasanjo won 26 states. Buhari only managed 10 states at that particular time under NPP. In 2011, we can't be talking about 2011 without talking about post-election violence. I was a victim of that post-election violence as a core member in Katsina State. Then it was it was among 3 candidates. Jonathan, Buhari, and Ribadu, if you could remember, former EFCC boss now, ran in that election. So Jonathan got 22.4 million votes. Buhari got 12.21 million votes. Ribadu he won only 1 state under ACN. Then he got 2.7 million votes. Then at that particular election, Jonathan won 23 states, cleared all the southern states, including the middle belt. Buhari won just 12 states, all the northern states. Then Ribadu only managed just 1 state in that election. In 2015, it was between Jonathan and Buhari, but in 2007 it was between late Yar'Adua and Buhari, but late Yar'Adua won that. And interestingly, both of them are from Katsina State. Both Jonathan won, Yar'Adua won the election. In 2015 presidential election, it was between Buhari. That was a game changer. The first election that we ousted the incumbent president from office was between Buhari of APC and don't forget the merger that came up in 2015 about 3 political parties, ACN, CPP, and NPP from the southern and from the eastern part of the country. Buhari got 15.4 million votes in that election, and Jonathan of PDP got 12.85 million votes. Buhari won 20 states under APC at that particular election. Jonathan managed only to win 14 states. And Angela, don't forget that election, when the results were coming in, then Jonathan had been leading, but when Kano results came in that election, a game changer result in that election, that changed everything in 2016. And in 2019, in re-election of Buhari, it was between Buhari and Atiku in that election. Buhari got 15.19 million votes. Atiku got 11.26 million votes. Buhari won 16 states. 19 states rather, and Atiku won 17 because that election was so close, 19 to 17 states, and it was then Atiku raised a kind of bone of contention that election was transmitted electronically by INEC. You know, we started dragging that down to pre-court, and they said the 2019 election was not transmitted electronically. From then, they moved to the issue of name on Buhari certificate, Muhammadu, Muhammad, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, Supreme Court gave that verdict to President Muhammadu Buhari. But now in 2023 now, Buhari is not on ballot again. But Atiku that ran then is on ballot again now with Asiwaju, Adebayo of SDP, and so on and so forth. And when you look at out of the 18 candidates, we have someone about 5 that they all eye on now. Number one, we have the APC candidate Asiwaju and Kashim Shettima. We have the PDP, Atiku and Okowa. We have Labour Party, Obi and Baba Ahmed. We have NPP, Kwankwaso and Idausa. And we have the SDP candidate, that is Adewale Adebayo and his running mate Buhari, Yusuf Salisu Buhari. So these are the candidates that everybody are just looking out to know out who will win the election among these 5 key candidates. Well, INEC will be the one to decide. We're not the one that will decide at the end of the day. On Monday, we see who will win this election. And interestingly, Angela, in Ondo State in this election, we have 2 presidential candidates in this election in Ondo State. We have that of AAC Omoyele Sowore, and we have that of SDP Adewale. So in Ondo State, we are blessed in this election to have 2 presidential candidates running in this election. So interestingly now, it's going to be a kind of historical election in the history of Nigeria. Looking at what we had in 1993, when we look at 1993 election, 2023 election, making it 30 years after that election that was annulled by General Ibrahim Babangida. So to me, it's quite good. And I think Angela, at the end of the day, we'll come back here for post-election analysis to see the winner of the election, the number of states won, the first runner-up, and so on and so forth. But I don't see white magic between the winner and the first runner-up in this. I don't know who will be the winner. I'm not so sure. I'm not a prophet, but I want to predict that between the winner and first runner-up, there's not going to be a wide gap margin, because when you look at the candidates, all of them are very strong, Angela, because I don't see any of the candidates as inferior to other. For you to have clinched the ticket of your party to run. See, Nigerian election is not a small election, it's a very big election, because you have to traverse the length and breadth of the Republic of Nigeria. Even the year of campaigning, Angela, it's not easy for you to move from one state to another. So this election will be very close. But what I'm after is that by the time INEC will announce the official winner of this election, we want people to just move to street and start breaking laws and order. But to me, it has been an interesting election, and again, the first election in Nigeria that we're going to use technology for accreditation and transmission of election results. So all eye now on INEC to see what INEC will do, because INEC has promised Nigerians that our vote we can't, and that's what people are after knowing, that no, if I should put my vote here, I want my votes to count at the end of the day, so that I can build trust in INEC. And again, Angela, you know, the last time I was here, we discussed about judiciary moving on to our electoral process and so on and so forth. And the question is, will 2023 presidential election ended at the Supreme Court?
Question for the
big. So that's a big question, no, Angela. So that's well, if I to answer that question again, Angela, I see the presidential election ending at the Supreme Court.
Your prediction?
Yeah, that's my prediction. That's not the view of KAFTAN TV, then that's the view of Angela or Mega. That's my own view as Sam Olonfemi. I see the presidential election ended at the Supreme Court, Angela.
What exactly made you to conclude at that?
You see, Angela, when you look at this election, especially the front runner of this election, all of them believed and they have that conviction that at the end of the day, they are going to win this election. And series of interviews of their spokesperson, they do ask them that if at the end of the day your candidate don't win, what would the option? We behind them that well, we are not going to take to violence, but if we see that the election didn't go well to us, we'll go to the court. And Angela, how many politicians we accept defeat in this Nigeria? That's one of the problems in this country. If both of us should contest, and I know fully well that Angela would beat me in this election, and Angela ended up beating me, I will still go to court. That I noticed this and that and that. Now look at the Osun election that was adjudged as the most credible, transparent. Look at what court is saying now, Angela. That no, we have about multiple voting and so on and so forth. Now one server of INEC, we got two results. One from APC that talking about multiple voting, one from INEC that's talking about multiple voting. So that's our problem in this country. That at the end of the day, in fact, look at the number of post-primary. I'm not talking about post-primary litigation.
Sorry to go to let's pick this one. Hello, you're live on KAFTAN Television. Can we know your name and where you're calling from? You're live on KAFTAN Television. Can we know your name and where you're calling from? Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Just trying to greet us. I've been enjoying the program so far, and it's talking about that Nigeria, God will make Nigeria to be good. I know Angela and you this on side, so I will be here to be doing the interpretation for you guys.
Thank you very much for that.
So I think people are enjoying the analysis from KAFTAN Television, and that's what people are expecting now during day like this. The new good analysis that will be keeping them up to date. You understand, and that's why people want to call in. And we are having congestion on this now. People really want to call in.
You're still talking, and another one is coming in. Okay, we just lost that one again.
Okay, Mr. Sam.
Yeah.
There is something that always been on my mind, and I feel like we should do a justice to it. When it's election time, we majorly talk about the flag bearers, especially the front runners, talking about the president. But most times they don't even talk about the vices. So out of all these people coming, short, very brief, I think we have just 1 minute. What do you think any of those people they are bringing to the table for Nigerians?
You see, I took time to go through their manifestos, all the candidates. They're talking about education. One is say that no, if you vote me to power, so then we don't go on strike again. One is talking about the high rate of production to consumption, that we consume so much that if we let him to become president, it will increase our production more than our consumption. One is talking about privatization, that he has been there as the existing vice president for 8 years, that has your understanding of how to manage the economy. One is talking about farewell to poverty, and so on. If you vote me to office, that will be farewell for poverty. Someone is talking about insecurity. If you vote me to power, we end insecurity. So see, there's nobody that will run that will not give you a brilliant manifesto. That's one thing. But the question is, by the time they come into power, they will see that it's a different game. In 2015 when Buhari was coming to power, he's talking about change. But on getting to power now, he realized that it goes beyond party manifesto. That you see the reality by the time you have the mantle. And I could remember when he was talking in Dara, not this election, maybe during a particular festival period, he said that he has been tried, but you don't look at his try. It's not convincing enough to Nigerians. So to me, it goes beyond manifesto. It is just about capacity. How well do you understand Nigeria? That's what we're talking about here. So if you have a good understanding of this country, you know how to manage our economy, you know how to look at our debt now. We're talking about debt now. So you know how to manage our infrastructure, you know how to take our youth out of unemployment, you know how to take people out of poverty. Like I said now, we're talking about 103 million Nigerians, multi-dimensionally poor. Today now, there are some communities that you get to, there's no light. There are some communities you get to, there's no workable hospitals. there's no good schools, no good roads, so that they don't have access to good health care. So it goes beyond. All of them will roll out brilliant manifesto. If you want to go by their manifesto, they will give you brilliant manifesto. But the problem is, how well do they understand Nigeria? How well can they keep Nigeria running in such a way that Nigeria will believe that no, the Messiah has come? And when you look at all those things that are bedeviling this country now, it goes beyond manifesto. It goes beyond just go to the podium and say that we do this and we do that. How are we going to end insecurity in this country? How are we going to end issue of banditry in this country? How are we going to end infrastructural decay in this country? How are we going to end epileptic power supply? If today now we are talking about 4,000 megawatts in the country of over 200 million Nigerians. So it goes beyond people who come out with graphics or manifesto that you vote for me, we do. But how do you understand Nigeria, how to make Nigeria work again? So that was you be expecting from any candidate. But the fact is, whoever INEC declares winner of the election, we don't have any option than to go with that particular candidate.
We just have one last call. Hello, you're live on KAFTAN television. Can we know your name and where you're calling from?
You know, Angela, people are calling from far area, Yobe State, Borno State. It's not easy to call from that area to that particular state. So it shows that KAFTAN has a very wide coverage as far as this TV is concerned. People are enjoying the program. That's why people want to come in now. So we understand the issue of congestion from that. So to me, whoever I declares now will be the one that we're going to run for the next 4 years. And that's why people are saying that is that this election ma or make us in this country. And that's what, if you have leader in place, is that you are enjoying his leadership or you are not enjoying his leadership. But what we are getting after now, we want someone that will take us to a very good level in this country, to a point that Nigeria will not regret of voting for that particular candidate.
Well, I have a question, and this has to do with the issue of ethnicity and religion in Nigeria. From what you've observed so far, do you think there was any influence so far concerning this election? Sorry, before we pick that, let's just try this last time.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on KAFTAN television. Can we know your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Haruna, calling from Jigawa State.
Thank you for joining us. You may drop your contributions. We can hear you.
My name is Haruna.
You may drop your contributions.
Well, my contribution, as I've had your program.
Yes, we're listening to you. Can you hear me? Okay. Hello, you're live on KAFTAN television. Thank you for joining us. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hello?
We can hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay.
All right. People just want to make their calls and just have their views known on this.
Unfortunately, our time is up, and I already asked a question. I really wish you could answer that.
I think there's still going to be a post-election kind of situation.
And Sam will definitely be here to just
Yes.
Well, right now we'll be going off, and when we get back, we'll be taking some of the situation reports from the field. Thank you. Thank you for staying with us all through this analysis. And well, this is where we'll be going off from our studio here in Ondo City, and we'll be saying goodbye to our political analyst who joined us to analyze this election.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Angela, for having me. Thank you.
All right, although we'll be leaving you with some of the reports, please stay tuned as more updates will be coming your way. Bye for now. I am Angela Dafton.
Of course, we believe in a wonderful Nigeria, and we have a great Nigeria again. I remain Michael Obagiri.
And here comes the D-Day for the 2023 general election, where the people of Nigeria will have to exercise the franchise. Presently, we're at Ward 7, Units 7 and 6. As you can see, people are out here en masse, ready to vote for the person of their choice. Accreditation is ongoing smoothly. The security personnel are on the ground. Right now, let's hear from people their expectation.
The situation right now is very good and very okay. and the accreditation is very good, and everything is going on peacefully.
Everything is going on here, and everybody are very happy to be here to vote for the candidate of their choice. And I thank God for one thing, there's not controversial between the two parties. Everybody is happy, and we are just playing together because we believe that we are one family and we are one Nigeria. So that is the current situation. And the INEC officials are doing a fantastic job. They are coordinating people very well, so we're happy for them.
Now the accreditation is going on smoothly, and all the old men and women, let us give them, maybe let them start to vote first, because people came from far destination and majority of them did not even eat. So the accreditation is going on smoothly and everything is peacefully.
There's no problem in this our unit. Accreditation is going on well. There's no problem.
The system of this election, at least, it gave me joy because these people, they've sold their votes, and I'm happy that there's nothing like sharing of money.
The security personnel is very okay, but just need more security in order to let everything to be okay. Because as I was saying now, we are short of security here, and we want more security to be bombarded here.
Despite the weather condition, both young and old are out here en masse to vote for Nigeria. People out there are implored to leave their homes to go out and vote for a better Nigeria.
So many people waited and waited and waited, only for people to now start saying that our pictures are here in front of the area police station. Now, so many people wouldn't have come out to vote today because Adeniji is nearer for them than to start walking down here, especially the elderly ones. You understand? They didn't make it. So many people didn't make it, we know. But at least people tried. After going around looking for their units, many people were discouraged. And many people, the place they used to vote before, they didn't find anything there to vote. Imagine, they didn't find their names again there. So where do they want to go? To go and start looking for their names. So that's the problem we had.
Okay, now, so do you think that this change of polling units and all that will one way or the other affect the number of votes that we're supposed to have?
Yes,
in each polling unit?
This is my own area. I don't know any other area. But in this my area, so many things were disorganized. So many names were missing from their units. Some people that used to be here found their names in Oluwole, very far off, you know. And it's supposed to be in this 022 unit here. But they found their name in something else, you know. But at least they vote there since they found their names there.
We must vote! 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 We must vote!
But it's not going to be easy for the elderly ones to go and start looking for their polling units.
So do you feel that INEC should have communicated more on this?
Yes, I think they should have done that better. At least posted their names. Let everybody start looking for their names 2 weeks before. Like we didn't know that our names are here. But this ones, they just posted it this month. Understand? If they had posted it 2 weeks ago, and told us that it's not here. Because they normally post it at Salu front and near AY there. I don't know how come we became members here in this in front of Area G. Thank you.
Today we are over 200. Even though it is 10 p.m., we are here. They must come out and let us vote. We must vote. We must exercise our franchise. We should not subsidize us in any way. Enough is enough. Thank you very much.
We must vote. We have been here since somewhere here 6 a.m. I came in here like 9 a.m. and up till now, no single INEC official, no electoral material. Security agencies have been coming here. People are very peaceful, but that doesn't mean that we have to be taken for granted. We need to exercise our franchise. We are out to vote. We should be allowed to exercise our franchise. They should be here, 071. We can't be disenfranchised. Look at the number of people here. This polling unit has never had more than 30 people, but look at today. Almost 200 people are here. And more than 200 people right now. More than 200 people. And nobody, no INEC official. No single one has come here. That's not right. Even if it's 6 p.m. today, we must vote. Our vote must be taken and it must count. They must come and take our vote. We must vote. Nigeria must be rescued.
Thank you, logistic. Yes. We'll be here since 7 a.m. Nobody has come. No INEC official. Nobody has shown any concern. All we see is that security men will parade up and down, and nothing is happening. Look at the number of people. This
should now to exercise their civic responsibility by voting for candidates of their choice. Virtually everywhere I've gone to, voting has commenced. I mean, accreditation has taken place and voting has commenced in some places. In some other places, accreditation is ongoing. Whilst in a few other areas, we're having a bit of challenges with the issue of transportation. You know, we are in collaboration with the NURTW, and but there are a bit of few logistical issues that has now been resolved. And I want to, give the good people of this state the assurance that no one will be disenfranchised. Even if voting commences now, we will not close voting until the last person has voted.
bleeding. Because me, I would prefer make you go, make government see am. You understand? But I want to stop the bleeding before your husband will carry you, because the evidence will be there. So I just want to stop the bleeding. Not be say I no go fit do am. I want me go round.
He's coming, don't worry.
I mean, to miss here. If you are called juicy, color juicy.
KAFTAN, what's your problem?
Just few minutes.
Don't say her.
Just look
at you. Are talking people, you are saying her. What's your problem?
One side.
The figures again failed. He asked twice and twice. People also yes. I refused to vote because it may lead to the cancellation of the huge turnout of voters in this unit. I decided to vote in spite of the fact that my name was a picture of the voters registered. That used in 2019 same card at this same unit.
We need to hear.
Is taking responsibility for the addition.
From your polling unit.
Well, I first of all want to congratulate Nigerians for this very important historic day, because elections in democracy is one of the pillars of democracy, if not the foundation of democracy. Where there's no election, there cannot be democracy. And we believe that